Hello and welcome to another game of Dota 2. You are watching StarLadder Star Series. It is day 29, aka last day of the season. Group stage season, that is. Of course, we are still having the finals of the Season 8. And in 2 weeks, by the way, 2 weekends from now. So not next weekend, but the weekend afterwards. Which is, I believe, the 17th until the 19th. It's a 3-day long tournament live from Kiev. But we don't know yet which teams will play. Well, we know 2 of them. We know Alliance and Sigma. They will be there, guaranteed. And then there's 3 teams that are kind of depending on the match that we're going to see right now. Because the 3 teams that I'm talking about is Na'Vi, Roxkiss, and Fnatic. Now, of course, we see Na'Vi now facing Flipside, which on paper, if we look at the paper, or the so-called paper, the scores, Flipside is at the far bottom and Na'Vi is almost at the top. So on paper, it should be that Na'Vi wins from Flipside. And in that case, we're going to see Na'Vi, Fnatic, Sigma, and Alliance in the LAN finals because Fnatic has a head-to-head advantage over Roxkiss. That is the way StarLadder works. Fnatic won last week, Saturday, against Roxkiss, and therefore would be higher if they have the same score, which in this case they indeed have. But if Na'Vi does not win against Flipside, and I mean, this is the season of upsets, so anything is possible. If Na'Vi loses here, there will be a 3-way tie between Rox, Fnatic, and Na'Vi, because Roxkiss has beaten Na'Vi, Na'Vi has beaten Fnatic, and Fnatic has beaten Roxkiss, so it's like 1-1-1, if you will, for a head-to-head score. And in that case, there will be a tiebreaker played where everybody will face each other once, and the one that wins most gets ahead, and if it's even again, then the admins will come up with a different solution. Anyways, that is the score right here, so this is a must-win for Na'Vi, and even though, yeah, you'd say, you know what, this is a fairly easy game for them, you can't think like that. I think most people still remember the game that Alliance had against Oslick Gaming, where Oslick Gaming decided, hey, you know what? We're gonna pick a Huskar, and we're gonna surprise strat the hell out of you, and they won against Alliance. And also Oslick Gaming is one of those teams that is just not as, not tier 1 team, let's put it that way. So yes, upsets do happen. Something that Na'Vi has to be careful about. They can't, you know, just fool around. They can't goof around in this game. I hope they realize that, as I hope also that the fans do realize that this is a game with a lot of importance. We are going to see Na'Vi play from the Dire side this game, with Flipside from the Radiant side. And for first ban, well, Flipside, I mean, I agree with the Bristleback ban, and the Alchemist ban, and the Crystal Main ban as well a bit. I mean, not as common, but fair enough, you know, granted. But the Ursa ban, I have to say to that, what is that about? So yeah, Ursa ban is there. I hope that it's very well thought out. But other than that, I mean, you know, whatever that floats their boat. I don't think that Na'Vi was planning on picking it up. But then again, apparently Na'Vi doesn't know what they're picking up yet because they are actually going into their bonus time right now. Now, we still have all the strong supports in the pool apart from the Crystal Main, and perhaps if you consider Alchemist to support him, neither. So still a lot of options to go for heroes that are often banned out early. And also for example, an OD, Elder Titan, all still in the pool. Everything is open up for grabs, obviously apart from the banned out heroes. Now for Flipside, they secured themselves a Nature's Prophet as first pick, which is, you know, it's not bad, but it's something that we haven't seen in a while, or at least not that early pickup for Nature's Prophet. He's still a very high impact hero for sure, but it does kind of limit your options, because Nature's Prophet normally will be on the off lane by himself and rotate into the jungle later on, fair enough. He'll have a lot of pushing power, but that's also something that Na'Vi can already start to counter, which they indeed do by picking up an Enchantress, so in case of pushing potential, especially early on, it's perhaps even a bit more in favor of Na'Vi. Na'Vi, by the way, the last game that we saw from them in StarLadder, they every single time picked the Luna. No exceptions. Thank you for at least ruining my point on that one. Because I haven't seen a Vost play Lifestealer in a while in StarLadder. If you look back through their rosters or through their drafts, you see Luna. He does have a nice set for that though, Vost does, that is. So, you know, gives us something pretty to look at. But that's, you know, that would also work well together with the Enchantress, of course. Having that extra pushing potential with the Lunar Blessing coming out from her aura. But so far, that hero is going to be ignored. Looks like Havo's Lifestealer coming out. Also a hero that I'm kind of curious to see if we're going to see that from Na'Vi is a Doom. We have seen actually Dendi play Doom twice mid now. And even though it did not go well, like he did not have a fun time mid. I'm not gonna lie. But they did win. At least one of the two they won. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna try that again. On the other side, I mean, like I said, this is a game that they want to take seriously and that they might just have to play safe and something like lineup that they're comfortable with and just know that they can dominate their opponents with that. So perhaps Doom is a bit out of the question there. We have a Mirana picked up by Flipside. Strong hero, solid hero, and of course also a hero that we are not really sure yet what she's gonna do, because she can be mid, she can be off lane, she can be safe lane. We've even seen her as support a few times, not that much though. For Flipside, they normally play her, something that I'm not really a fan of, but they normally do play her as a carry. And I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case today. By the way, I say today because we have actually got 3 games of Flipside tonight. 3 in total. We're going to see them, of course, play up against Na'Vi, but we're also going to see them up against Oslick Gaming and the retry. So we have a day full of Flipside. 3 games of Flipside and then 1 game with Relax and Oslick Gaming. So that's going to be that. Some interesting games to come for sure. We have a Bane ban out. Counter towards the Lifestealer, no surprise there, as the Puck and Storm get banned out by Flipside. Also, no real surprise, because those 2 heroes, of course, work very well together with the Lifestealer. You have yourself either the Puck Bomb or the Storm Stealer Bomb, with the Lifestealer there, of course, infested, which is kind of great, but obviously removed. And another semi-counter towards Lifestealer removed, but that's also kind of like interesting, because I'm kind of thinking perhaps they still want to go for the Luna, because Shadow Demon is a pretty decent hero against that Luna, because the illusions that you create are super strong. Then again, the Demonic Purge is of course very great against the Lifestealer as well. And on top of that, you're kind of removing heroes that set up for the Mirana Arrow at the same time, which is also something that they want to be making a bit more difficult for Flipside, as in they have to really get those things on skill rather than on setup stun. Na'Vi going into a bit more of their bonus time here, as well, kind of missing quite a few of their heroes, of course. Still 3 to go for. We already have the Puppy and a Vos hero, and never mind, we're still gonna see the Luna. It's interesting, because this is not something that we often see from Na'Vi. That is a real dual core lineup, and this is still a possibility to have a Lifestealer going mid. Luna has been going mid sometimes as well, and mostly in a dual lane composition. But they have a lot of options right now. We actually have seen Lifestealer for Funnick before as well. But I have to say I wasn't really convinced. And then again, I'm sure that a lot of people have seen yesterday's matches for Speed versus Pretty Boy Swag for the Pinnacle Cup. And for Speed they had Kuroki standing in. This Kuroki, that is. And he was playing carry. And maybe a lot of people will probably know this already, but Kuroki rather, used to be a carry player before he was a support. Like he has been in the scene for so long that he's basically been on every single role before, and he also has played carry quite often, as you know, in the competitive scene. So he's no stranger to that one, and perhaps we're gonna see him show that off again. It really depends on what they're planning on doing. I do like the Venomancer pickup for Flipside. Now it's not really a setup for the Mirana Arrow, but it's really strong also up against that Lifestealer, just to make sure that they have got that Gale. You can't rage yourself out of that. We're going to see a Lina for Na'Vi. Interesting. Last time we saw Lina was for, or at least in StarLadder that was for EGM and Alliance. Did have the Lifestealer with him there as well in that game, to be honest, to set up for the Light Strike Array, the open wounds. He actually, at that point, I'm curious to see if Na'Vi is going to do the same thing, because not only were the open wounds really handy, of course, to set up a Light Strike Array with, but the Lifestealer also, at that point, had an Orb of Venom. So we'll be curious to see if that's going to be the same story here. If that build is going to be done here. Flipside, they pick up a Nyx Assassin, so they have their 2 supports ready. One thing, again, I just want to point out, because it really doesn't happen often. OD Elder Titan. Where are they? Timbersaw, Clockwork. What? All those heroes, 4 heroes that are often picked or banned very early on.
Reserve time.
Not here.
10 seconds.
Ignored. Oh, there is one. Thank you. At least, you know, they still get some. But we know that there's still a mid-hero needed for Flipside. And depending on what Na'Vi is going to do with their lineup, now that Lina is picked up, I'm going to assume that Kuroki is going to play Lina, Puppy on the Enchantress. And Beastmaster could be fun, it could be deadly. Both do play that. I do think Havos is going to play the Luna, though. I mean, there's no real doubt about that one. He has just been playing Luna, like, 24/7. So we'll probably see that coming out from him. We have a Queen of Pain ban out last from Flipside. That would, of course, be the last kind of by default jump in hero, as in with the blink you can jump in with the Lifestealer instead of you. Then again, I'm assuming that, I mean, I am seeing the potential for this one, because you can infest. You know, you can infest into a Beastmaster and he gets a blink dagger and he jumps forward, you know, that's fine. But what would be more flashy is if the Lifestealer jumps himself inside the bird of the Beastmaster and he can just taxi himself all over the map. That would be something that I would be happy to see happen here. As Flipside rather, is thinking about their last pickup. They probably don't really know what to expect in terms of laning either. I mean, Beastmaster and Lifestealer can be anywhere. Beastmaster off lane, Lifestealer mid. And to be honest, Na'Vi doesn't have to decide right now. They might still be in discussion about that as well. All depending on what Flipside is going to pick up in that mid lane. And that's a Slark right there. Lifestealer against a Slark is a very decent matchup for that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Beastmaster on the off lane. Oh, never mind. Beastmaster in the middle lane. Then he picks that one up. So that's going to be a Beastmaster probably against a Slark. As we are going to be jumping ourselves into the match. Of course, once again, for all the people that have joined since then, I actually have to say that for people that were expecting Beyond the Summit to cast, they were planning to cast. I have been told that Sayuri is on holiday. So, you know, you can't... you can't hold him responsible, but it was actually... I believe that LD was planning on casting, but... perhaps overslept or anything, something like that, or skipped. Might be as well, but maybe they'll join for later games. Of course, we have a break between this game and the second game in the 4 games that we're going to see today. This game, however, is the most important of the 4 games today, because this game is going to decide who goes to Kiev. Can Na'Vi win this, or is Flipside going to be making Roxkis very happy? Because that is what they would do. If Flipside win this, they give Roxkis another chance to go to Kiev. If Na'Vi win this one, it is Fnatic, Na'Vi, Alliance and Sigma to go. And otherwise there will be a 3-way tie between Na'Vi, Roxkis and Fnatic. So Roxkis, this is their only chance, riding on the back of Flipside, as they do have a disconnect coming. So we have got a bit of a pause. But let's take a look at who is playing what. We are on the Radiant side for the moment. Flipside will be playing from that side. We have got Bowick playing his Venomancer support and Light support on the Nyx Assassin. In the mid lane, it's going to be Aloha playing the Slark. Got pulled a couple of tangos. Then we'll be trying to go for a relatively fast bottles. Not really fast though, only keeps 150 gold alive. He knows he's going to be harassed by that Beastmaster a bit, so he needs to have a shield. We have No Fear playing the Nature's Prophet. He'll be on the off lane. He'll attempt to go on the off lane first. That's what we can see with the boots first picked up. I'm kind of expecting him to rotate into the jungle very fast though, because I mean that is... It's not an easy lane for him to be up against. He'll probably die. That's just the way it is. In the meantime, on the bottom lane we have got the last one. It is Mirana, played by Stanin, played by Let's Chill, and we've got some tango shared up in there as well. Wraithen banned first. I really like that on Mirana. I mean, I did mention that Flipside has been playing her as a core carry most of all lately. You know, it's great and all. It has been working out a couple of times, don't get me wrong. Maybe not for Flipside, but overall it has been working out. But overall, I'm just not that big of a fan. But if you are going to do it, then get yourself a Wraith Band, because your last hit, your attack damage is shit. So, needs to get some extra damage up in there to help out. Taking a look at Na'Vi, as we're still paused by the way. We have got some Russian text going on. Disconnect and reconnect from Enlight. But we have got Puppy on the dire side with the Enchantress. I mean, who is surprised, right? Because obviously that is one of his signature heroes. We've got ourselves Kuroki playing the Lina for this game. Havos will actually still be playing the Lifestealer, interestingly enough. That will leave Funnick to play the Luna rather, as he does have the same set. No, only the mount, but that's the mount that I remember. The tail is the best part. But yeah, Funnick on the Luna. We have got Dendy playing the Beastmaster, and he'll be Wow, he got pulled some tangos. He's going for a very fast bottle. And he'll be in the middle lane. Like I said, he'll have an okay time up against the Slark. For both of the heroes mid, both for Slark and Beastmaster, they've got this this thing like if they are level 6, the one that gets it first will most likely get a kill on the other. Now, I'm kind of hoping that then he might not use his level 6 in the mid lane because Slark is just not that easy of a target to kill off, even if you have harassed him a bit. But it's just one of those levels that you have to watch out for, and you instantly have to be more wary on the map. Like even if you're not mid, even if you're a support, maybe especially if you're a support. Looks like we are gonna have Vos by himself on the offlane, interestingly enough. And I mean, up against the Mirana, it's decent. He's got a shield. He's got actually a teleport scroll as well, which is quite interesting. But overall, I mean, the Gale is annoying to him. I already explained that during the draft, and he can't really get that much. Obviously, he is hoping just to get himself some experience because he can't expect to get last hits. But it's a very tricky situation for him to be in, so we'll see how that's gonna pan out, and if he's gonna at some point rotate into the jungle, of course, which is not ideal, especially not since he'll aid away experience from that Enchantress, and he just doesn't farm that fast in the jungle, let's face it. But it is something that he could do. What are they? Seriously? Okay. Thank you for that. Oh, he actually hits a Gale. Lifestealer will be able to eat himself through. He has picked up a Rage, so he should be fine. Takes quite a bit of harassment though, and Mirana did not attempt to send an arrow his way, knowing that the Rage would come before them, so can't really do that. Ooh, pounce from Dendy. There's a lot of harassment coming through, but he throws it right back at him. Looks like Dendy might actually go down here though. He is popping the bottle. He has got that early bottle that helps him out a lot. That's a courier snipe from No Fear. Down goes the ferret or weasel or whichever animal it is. Rodent. Roadkill for No Fear. Very decently done, and he... That's probably something not very friendly, but he is... I mean, he might not be doing that well, and this is interesting, by the way, because... Did he just help... Why would he stack up the enemy... That's a Gale. He's gonna teleport out. Why would he stack up the enemy camp? I mean, it's nice for the Beastmaster. It's great, but No Fear just helped out Navi. Well, at least, you know, might have taken a courier down from someone, but... Oh well, Puppy is waiting for the Nightshade Prophet to come back, but he's just running back to base. He's gonna heal up before coming back here, so Puppy had to reveal himself, and they'll just try and take the tower. As said during the draft, this is a lineup that has a heavy push with the Lunar Blessing, with the creeps coming out from the Enchantress, and they might actually be able to take down this tower. I think they will take this tower down. Fortification at least gets forced out, as Dandy also gets forced back towards his base. Did pick up boots, but without a courier, no bottle crow, and that's him in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble indeed. Let's see, this tower will indeed get picked up. Nicely done with Funnick with the gold, and that's going to give everybody on the side of Navi a bit of a boost. And it will definitely help out for them to, well, especially help out a Vos to get their core items up a bit faster. And I say especially a Vos because he's really not getting anything here on this bottom lane. He's still level 2. He might have, no, he doesn't have any last hits either, and it's just, it's such a difficult lane for him. He really needs to either rotate or, I don't know, at least it would be worth it if he's actually able to distract supports from farming in the jungle, or... you know, stop Mirana from farming all too well, but Mirana is doing fine. He is actually highest on last hits right now with 19 to 4. And looks like Vos gets forced out of experience range once again by those supports. Then again, as you can tell, those supports are hanging around and are slowing down the experience gain of Mirana, because obviously if Vos wasn't there, those supports would be able to roam around a bit more freely in their own jungle to try and get some more experience and gold there. Because that's something that Navi has, that Flipside of course does not. Those jungle creeps that Puppy is constantly getting on his Enchantress. Some extra solid farm and experience that Flipside can only dream of, especially if their supports are constantly, wait a second, No Fear, not smart, clever, because Kuroki came around as well. No Fear teleports himself out. But yeah, supports, they do smoke up, and Light and Boic. They want to try and take down Dendy. Dendy is still level 5, so no ult just yet. No roar. We do have Slark also level 5, but it doesn't matter. As long as he hits the pounce, which he does, he will set up for the rest to come in. The Gale misses, but it doesn't matter. Let's see if the Impale... Oh my god, the Impale misses as well. Dendy, he is going to make it out of here. In comes Kuroki. He's going to help out. Light Striker Ray gets dodged, but Dendy, the pounce, still hits. Oh, one more hit needed. Bottle charges are empty right now, but it is going to be Dendy living to save the day as the Enlight might be first blood here instead. The stomp comes out and the first blood goes to Puppy. Oh my god, spells missed all over the place. That is what, basically what failed that gank. Not basically, that is definitely what failed that gank. Missed, I can't believe that both of the spells missed. Missed Gale, missed Earth Spike. Impale rather. I mean, that was bad. There, I said it. That was bad. And I think that Flipside will feel very bad about that as well, because they of course gave up first blood to Na'Vi. Now, granted, Dendy was not around for the experience for that, which is, you know, if you're Flipside, you look at the silver linings. And that is a silver lining right there. So that is gonna be that. But on the other side, you know, you do get first blood to Puppy. You already got some tower gold as well, who has got 1400 gold. Kind of curious to see what he is going for. If he wants to go for something like a fast mechanism, or if he is still one of those players that goes still for a Hand of Midas. Because that sometimes happens still as well. Puppy's not really the one to often do that, but we'll see if that is indeed the one thing that he goes for. In the meantime, with all those supports rotating towards the mid lane, Havos actually was able to just stick around in experience range. He's got 8 last hits now as well, which is, you know, it's low, obviously, but it's better than nothing, which he had before, and that is actually really helping him out, that rotation. So I think you could successfully say, space created! Yay! That's that's gonna be a great deal right there. Then in the meantime, with this level 6, I am waiting for a roar, but then again, can he do that by himself? The pounce actually hits here from Aloha. In comes a roar still. Dendy doesn't have any bottle charge, but a TP comes in because they could, if they had it earlier, they could have gotten a kill out of that one, but no. Not now. Not with that much mana missing. One whirling axes might have been able to do the job. Wild axes. Ever. And he's already like, yeah, he's already back to full, no problem. Bottle crowed a bit for that as well, of course, as the bottle was very slow flying back with that. In the meantime, Avost has left bottom lane, finally. And has gone into the jungle, might be annoying Puppy a bit, but then again, he shouldn't complain because he got first blood. That's our Hand of Midas right there for the Mirana, something that they often do with the Mirana core. They just profit teleporting in as well, by the looks of it. They should be able to get this tower. I don't think Na'Vi is going to try to fight back. Saying that, we do, however, have Puppy teleporting and they want to fight back. Kuroki, Puppy, Dendy coming in as well. He does not have a roar yet for another 20 seconds, but the TPs alone are going to be enough to force Flipside back. And at the same time, they all, like, Na'Vi has got 3 heroes here defending this push, of which 2 are, of course, the supports. And they still have got the core hero farming Funnick happily. Farming away here on this top lane, sitting on 1600 gold with treads. We do have from behind though. Slark. Did he see Kuroki? Arrow gets dodged, pounds up on Puppy, but he does have the Nature's Attendance. Light Strike Array coming out as well, but Puppy still dies. Impale helping out with that as well. In comes Funnick, but he might be a bit too late. Gets sprouted up. Pounds. Misses. Aloha, maybe a bit too aggressive. Light Strike Array hits, and he is gonna go down for that. Too aggressive, pouncing forward like that. Too greedy. An arrow will fly, will not hit. Just flies. Get dodged. Tower still standing in the meantime. We also have got a rotating Dendy who is smoked up. He has got a roar. He's got a regen rune just picked up as well. He's looking for blood. He will find Enlight first though, or at least that's the hero that his smoke is going to get picked up for, unless he can find the courier, which is also a nice bonus. Oh, yeah. Hello, courier. You can always roar couriers. Shout out to ZSMJ, who had, of course, his rapier lost this way once. In a Dota 1 game very long ago, which is a game which ZSMJ is still remembered for. But, I mean, he might not have been able to get a hero kill, but a courier kill is just as good, maybe even better, because it also helps a life stealer, which, of course, you know, wouldn't have helped him if there was a kill bottom where he wasn't involved in, but now he gets some extra gold. And indeed, Puppy still goes for a Hand of Midas. So that's gonna be him farming it up. I mean, they're no rush really, because late game wise, if you look at both lineups, both are very strong late game. You've got split push from the Nature's Prophet on one side and the carry Mirana. I guess, I mean, Na'Vi is still a bit stronger late game, don't get me wrong. They've got the split push from an Enchantress, not really that strong, but, you know, it's a decent-ish push. But better yet, they've got Luna, they've got the Life Stealer. 2 cores versus 1 core is, of course, going to be victorious, as Kuroki just blows up Enlight here. In comes the pounds though. Kuroki's going to pay for that. Light Strike Array still hits. He's going to try to run, but the arrow comes in from Chill. And that is going to be a 1-for-1 support for support, which actually right now favors Flipside a bit because that kill went to Marana. And she has got both kills on the side of Flipside right now. She's the one that you do not want to see get big. And Slark as a core, I didn't really mention him all that much because, well, I have yet to see it work out as a real late game core carry. Allied getting some farm bottom. He now has mana boots if he wants to. He's not level 6 just yet though, which is the reason that he's here. Because of course that Vendetta is going to be helping him out a lot. There's a lot of fairly squishy heroes on the side of Na'Vi. I mean Luna, Lena. Wow, can't believe I haven't made a mistake between those two just yet. But both of those are fairly squishy indeed. And if the next assassin finds them, that's of course going to be a great pickup for them to have. Kind of curious to see if Slark is going to be helping him out with like that with, for example, Shadowblade. Looks like he is making that. Already got the Claymore. Tower will now finally die here on the bottom lane. As Phonic actually just shows that he's around. Should be stopping Flipside from trying to go for anything, but we still see Aloha around here. He has been scouted out though. The ping comes out from Kuroki. In the meantime, Lifestealer getting some more farm still. Hand of Midas will help him catch up. We take a look at the net worth, and you know, considering that Lifestealer was still level 2 at 3 minutes in and still not having any last hits at 5 minutes in, he is actually doing really well. He's higher than the Nature's Prophet, which is all you can ask for. Offlane versus offlane after all. And we also have got a Roshan attempt, which is possible because of level 3 untouchable for Poppy. Fairly passive game up until now, at least. We have got Na'Vi still slightly ahead on experience as well as gold. But really not all that much. I mean, both are decent, fair enough, but not really something to write home about just yet. But we're still waiting for all those core items to be up on the heroes. For Flipside, it is going to be that Shadowblade for the Slark, and perhaps they want to have something else for the Marana as well. I'm hoping that she's still going to build something like a drums, phase drums, to just get some extra tankability up, or get some extra sustainability up rather, because he's got, or she I should say, of course, Tiger Lady, she's got phase boots, yeah, no, she is not, she needs more health, let's just put it that way. Thing that you have to make sure of against the lineup of Na'Vi is that if you get roared, you have to stay alive during the roar so that you can still do something afterwards. And right now, Marana is not one of those heroes. She'll die in the duration of the roar. And maybe she can get ahead in levels. She is the highest farmed hero on the map, though. And that's pretty decent for her. Closely followed by Havos, though. Both not going, or actually, Havos is not going for Midas. We already had, of course, the Midas for the Marana, but Havos is keeping up without the Midas. Pretty impressive. He is going now for BKB after his Helm of the Dominator, allowing him to stack up some more creeps if he wants to. It looks like we have got maybe a bit of a gank set up. Marana will run though. She is the target for Na'Vi to take down next to the Slark. The two targets to slow down. Nature's Prophet not really that big of a threat just yet. He has got his Hand of Midas as well. Looks like we're back to Midas gaming with this one, already having 4 Midases on the map. And we go on top lane as Havos is actually gonna get picked up. Everybody, or a lot of people from Na'Vi were around there, but weren't able to help. Maybe they can get themselves in Light at least. Light Striker Ray will miss, and Light trying to run from this. Laguna Blade comes out, and one more right click from Kuroki will take him down. As we have Marana still hiding in the tree line. There is also a Slark coming in. That's already gonna be Kuroki picked up. 2 for 1. Very much worth it for Flipside. As he pounces on, misses the pounce. The roar actually still goes out from Marana, but there's no damage coming up, and Poppy might actually go down. A couple more hits needed. He does not have his Nature's Attendance just yet, and he will indeed get picked up. Dominating Chill right now, and Denny has to just run. His roar wasted. He's still getting chased down, though. There will be another pounce in just a second if he needs to. Nah, he's gonna give it up. Realizing there might be too many people around there. They will take the tier 1 tower here, and all of a sudden, Flipside, they turn this around. They are now in favor of this game, and also, of course, in favor of towers, as they kind of close in on Na'Vi. And also, wait a second, and Light, Vendetta's away. We'll be living. We'll be living. Central Ward doesn't cut him out all that far. But yeah, they're kind of making the farming space of Na'Vi kind of small, which is not good, because they've got a lot of heroes that need farm. I mean, I said earlier on already that both Phonic as well as Havos has got some good late game core heroes, but they both need a lot of farm. And right now, the Radiant jungle, or Dire jungle rather, is not their jungle anymore. It's taken over by Flipside. They've even placed a ward in it, like a flag. This is now ours. Of course, they're still in Aegis. Gonna be reclaimed in 3 minutes. We'll see if Na'Vi wants to try and fight with that, as that is a possibility for them. And looks like Flipside constantly wants to fight. They're now roaming with 5 heroes middle, seeing if they can take out the last outer tower of Na'Vi. As we have a Maelstrom up from Moran. I really love that build. I mean, it's still squishy, don't get me wrong. I mean, I would have liked to see drums, but I do like lightning. And she gets roared, arrowed, and she's dead. I mean, that's why you would need her drums. Eclipse comes out as well. Nature's Prophet picked up. And the question to that one is, for people still wondering, if Na'Vi would lose this game, there will be a 3-way tie between Fnatic, Roxkiss, and Na'Vi. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, the pounce was on Puppey, but Puppey's trying to turn it around, and he will be able to. Doesn't even need the supports coming in. Well, actually, the supports did force him away, so that's quite decent. Enlight with the Vendetta coming in from behind here. Might be trying to look on going on someone, but there's only him and a Venomancer alive, so we'll see. The Gale up on 3, Open Wounds are still there, and Enlight, is he gonna save his... No, he's not gonna save his fellow support. He's just gonna land an Impale a bit too late. Nature's Prophet still going through. Evoke still taking quite a bit of a beating from that one, as it's actually no fear to come in. Perhaps they can do something. Enlight, though, just comes in to die. Double kill for Funnick, and he's looking for a triple. He's looking for no fear. He's gonna run to the high ground. He doesn't care. He has an Aegis. He gets a triple kill at 16 minutes into the game. Might be getting an ultra kill right here. Mirana will be invisible before she dies, though. The Moonlight Shadow keeping her safe. But that was a total misplay from Flipside. I'm not sure why Enlight went in there. That was... or why... Hello? Welcome back, Slark. Yeah, that's close. Shadow Dance will keep him safe for the moment. An arrow is still flying to see if he can... Oh, wow. Nicely dodged, Funnick and Kuroki. Aloha will be safe. The rotation from Na'Vi comes towards the bottom lane. I mean, systematically taking out all the tier 1 towers. Why not? That's the same thing that Flipside did before. Only one tier 1 tower standing on the side of Flipside, which is the bottom one. Still very healthy, but won't probably be for long. As Na'Vi tries to do the same thing to the jungle of Flipside, which Flipside did to them as well. Placing some words saying, you know, this land is ours. Well, I don't blame them. Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye indeed. BKB now ready upon Funnick. This might be the thing that they were waiting for. They've got the mechanism on the Beastmaster. They've got the Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster as well now, which is actually a bit more fun, as you can go for those infest bombs. And, I mean, they can just start pushing, see how far they get. It's the same thing that Flipside is doing, though. Both teams apparently don't really want to team fight just yet. I mean, Eclipse is on cooldown still for Na'Vi, so I don't blame them for that, but they're just trying to trade right now. Neither teams have got fortification. Tier 2 top is already dead on the side of Na'Vi. Tier 2 bottom will now get picked up as well by Na'Vi from Flipside side. And that's going to be forcing out TPs here top, or at least Puppey is already here, seeing if he can make something happen. He gets one treant. Yay. One treant will not live very long, to be honest, and more teleports are coming in. Let's see if they can make something happen. The pounce away is already there. Flipside is backing off. We still have an infested lifestealer here for Funnick. He actually turns on his BKB. Why would he do that? He's nowhere close to having someone. There we go. That's a support Venomancer, though. I mean, that's not really worthy of a 10-second BKB charge. Bit trigger happy there. Stop. Good. Written on the minimap by No Fear, Nature's Prophet. I have to say, I'm... Yeah, BKB. We saw that, thank you. But, I have to say, I'm really liking the wards that Na'Vi has placed. I mean, obviously, I already pointed out the ones in the jungle on the side of the Radiant, but they also got the Roshan pit covered, and they've got the mid lane covered. They just have taken over, indeed, the entire bottom half of the map, as we have a pounce upon Funnick. He doesn't have a BKB right now, and he might actually go down. Is he gonna chase his Slark? Doesn't have a Shadow Blade just yet. He's gonna run towards Puppey. He's gonna get healed up again, but the Dark Pact is still there. The pounce hits on Puppey, though, and Funnick is trying to juke around the tree, and they get the kill in the end with the Eclipse. That happened. That worked. Nicely done by Funnick for sure. And of course, happy for him that indeed there were some people around there, as Avos just keeps reminding Flipside that it is indeed his jungle, taking out the Nature's Prophet who was attempting to farm there. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. He has an armlet right now of the weak Lifestealer that was on the off lane and not getting anything. Nothing is left of that one, as we do have on the bottom lane BKB turned on by Funnick again, And in comes a TP and no Lucent Beam because the vision wasn't there. Of course, the tree line, he couldn't make it out. Needed the bird to be there earlier in the meantime. More action happening as Enlight not gonna live. Neither is the Venomancer. Two supports coming into the Radiant jungle again coming in there to die. It's 15-5 in favor of Na'Vi, and they are spiking ahead in gold. 7,500 gold in their favor. 14k experience in their favor, which is mostly translated into the two cores. Both Luna as well as Lifestealer. And again, I want to point out that Luna is 3 levels higher rather than the Mirana, who of course has a Hand of Midas, which normally would put you ahead in terms of experience. But no such thing. Funnick, highest level on the map, level 15, level 14 for the Lifestealer, who of course does have a Hand of Midas, but for Flipside they're actually quite far behind. Even the Nature's Prophet, which is the one of the hero that should be trying to split push Na'Vi out, or at least forcing Na'Vi constantly to back off and not be able to fight. He's not really on that stage yet. He picked up a Shadow Blade right now, which is... Wow. That's 3 health left for Boic. That wasn't close. I was never worried. But there is a split push going on. Nature's Prophet and Aloha, they're trying. Shadow Blade is now done. The thing that I was going to say about the Shadow Blade wasn't all too positive, as that is not really a build that is that strong anymore. Normally, if you want to be a split push Nature's Prophet, you do want to have... Wait a second, Mirana leaps away, will still go down though. Luna's right click still flying, and Light dodges the Light Strike Array. Still tries to make sure that Na'Vi is not going to be going high ground, and looks to be successful. And we have actually Slark coming in with the Shadow Blade, looking for someone, looking for some support. Oh, he's visible again. Dark Pact coming out, still pounces away. We'll be safe. The rest of Na'Vi will back off. I mean, they just lost 2 heroes in quick succession of each other. Both the Nature's Prophet and, of course, the Mirana. 2 of their 2 core heroes, minus the Slark, which, of course, was there as well, so... And the top lane, that is. But yeah, Shadow Blade, I mean, you'd rather, if you want to go for split push, get yourself something like Necronomicon to just, you know, send those Treants and Necronomicon warriors on the way, and you can back off. You can just teleport out. As, well, Shadow Blade will allow you to back off a bit safer, perhaps, but we already have got a gem up, don't we? Yeah, we do. Puppy has one. So that Shadow Blade is not that safe anymore. In the meantime, the supports on the side of Flipside are quite poor as well. Of course, Na'Vi has got a bit of a lesser issue for that, because they do have the Hand of Midas up on the Enchantress. And Lina is the only one that is really the hard support. But then again, Lina, oh, wait a second. Pounce up. He pounces up into the hands of Dendy, and Havos, though, gets a roar off. In comes still a Sprout, but yeah, that will be Nature's Prophet teleporting out. Havos does not have a Basher yet. Wasn't able to stop that from happening. That's Slark picked up still, so that's all 3 cores dead in the last 5 minutes on the side of Flipside. Very aggressive here from Mirana, and this is what you get if you're a glass cannon. You're just gonna get Laguna Bladed. Kuroki should be living through this all. In comes a Gale, and Mirana still gets dropped by Puppy, who will be able to live through the harassment of Enlight, who's got a level 1 Dagon. In comes an Eclipse, Phonic from the side, BKB turned on, already gets one, looking for a double kill. Is he gonna get Enlight still? The Sprout is actually blocking him right now. Enlight trying to run towards the high ground, looks to be getting away, but is gonna get interrupted with his teleport, and gonna get a double kill to Phonic. In the meantime, the other heroes were picked up already as well. That's a team wipe. Nobody of Na'Vi fell there. The only one that got close to falling was Kuroki, but he also was just able to make it out alive, and they can take a safe Roshan off the back of this one. Everybody being at the right place at the right time. And Flipside just tumbling into fights that they don't want to take. And this is where experience comes into play. The later a game goes, the more important decision making is getting. As of course you move away more and more from the laning phase, where heroes are, of course, the mechanics of heroes are very important as well, but more and more into that captaining, and that's where it shows experienced team on the side of the Dire, of course Na'Vi, against a fairly new team, Flipside Russia, I should say. This is, of course, their first appearance in the StarLadder season. They have been doing quite okay, I mean, considering they were a new team on the block with, yes, some known players, but also some unknown players. As we do have Aloha trying to go for Phonic here. Can he get a pounce off? He's not going to try this time. He doesn't want to risk it. I don't blame him. Especially not with Dendy with the Blink Dagger and an infested Lifestealer right next to him. It's too risky. You can't give up anything right now. I mean, you're already so far behind that one fight could actually mean the end of you. They might be able to go for Phonic right now though. And Light coming in as well. Vendetta, Impale doesn't hit because the BKB is turned on, and now in comes Danny, the roar up on Mirana, they go for her! Moonlight Shadow keeps her safe though, and Puppy not there, aka no gem, aka safe escape for Flipside. Very decently done from them. Good reactions from them around to click the air button. We do have everybody of Na'Vi still around though, as the Light Striker Ray will still hit up on Enlight here. He pops the Spike Carapace, but the Impale misses and he will still get bursted down. Laguna Blade from Kuroki to finish it off. What does he say? That doesn't make any sense. We have got Slark hanging around, going for Kuroki here. Dark Pact pouncing as well. Light Striker Ray comes off, and that's going to be Kuroki living. Mechanism helps him out as well. Aloha will make it out alive, and we'll be able to pounce towards the low ground. In the meantime, though, this is going to be a stand for Flipside. They are fighting against the team with an Aegis, and it is not going to be easy. Not easy whatsoever. Puppy is pushing back the top lane in the meantime, while Nature's Prophet is trying to split push a bit, but even if he actually reaches the tower, it will still only be a tier 2 tower for perhaps a tier 3, but we do have Na'Vi backing up a bit more, maybe waiting for a specific item. I mean, Lifestealer has his Assault Cuirass. Let's see what else they could be waiting for. Perhaps they want to wait for the Aghanims for Puppy, as he has got enough gold for that if he wants to have it. Aghanims for Kuroki still very far away. Assuming that is actually what he wants to have, which is of course not yet clear. Oh, Buek. Calypso to the high ground because that ward is there. That's Buek picked up, and Enlight, he'll be next by the looks of it. Vendetta's away actually. In comes a pounce. Kuroki will get picked up, and Arrow will fly and hits up on Funnick. They try to take it down. There is a roar. Doesn't get it. And Aloha still in the Shadow Dance. Now will pounce away. He'll get roared though. He'll get taken down. 3, 4, 1. And the one that actually died has already bought back. Nature's Prophet is trying to split push again. Teleports into the trees. He almost got the tier 2 tower down. I mean, you can sense his frustration, but it will take quite some time for him to do that. And, you know, you did lose just 3 heroes of your team. Of which, yeah, you shouldn't be all too happy about, to be honest. We'll see if Na'Vi is gonna pressure the issue right here. They already have got Funnick rotating towards the bottom lane, though, to push No Fear away. Though this tower is in the nigh range. We'll see if No Fear makes it a go. Nah, he doesn't. Tower gets denied. In the meantime, there is Buick dying to Puppy's impetuses, and Mirana is next. I mean, that is a squishy Mirana. I mentioned it before. I will mention it again. Mirana needs some form of survivability. Not sure if Drums would have actually saved her there, though. Don't get me wrong on that one. As they will take down Rax here. Nice Spike Carapace still coming off. The Impale misses again, though, and that is going to be the rest forced back again. They can't fight without the Mirana. I mean, right now, the only way for Flipside to fight is if all the odds are in their favor, and even then it's not sure that they are actually going to be able to take this one. So they have to wait for the Mirana to be up again, and they have to just hope that Na'Vi leaves. And hope that they don't jump in and roar, which is something that Dendy can do. Obviously, as he has got a blink and he has got the roar up, so we'll see if he tries. In comes Open Wounds. They start with that. Venomancer. In come... yeah, there goes the death. Poison Nova still goes through, which is pretty decent, but then again, there's a mechanism up again in 4 seconds, and Poison Nova has only actually hit up on Puppy and Kuroki, and they'll be okay. Funnick, he has an Aegis. Apparently he's feeling very confident. He will get taken down though, because, you know, if you stand in the same location for a while, Mirana will just think, you know, it can take you down. Pound still hits, pretty decently done, but Funnick is not worried. And Light from the side will go down, but he actually still picks up the Lina rather, which is nice. Can't buy back. Kuroki doesn't, because obviously he already bought back earlier. Did have a buyback from Enlight, but that's all 4 towers already taken down, and it looks like we're gonna see the end of the game. Looks like Na'Vi is gonna take this one, and with that make Fnatic very happy, because if Na'Vi win, then Fnatic also go to Kiev, and that is gonna be your throne down. A GG called. Your 4 champions for Kiev will be Alliance, Sigma, Na'Vi, and Fnatic, leaving Roxkiss out to dry. But it will be those 4 teams. So congratulations to them. This was only game 1 of 4 games today, though, as we will see 3 more games, of which 2 from Flipside. We're going to see Flipside taking on OSG next, with the retry versus Flipside afterwards, and OSG versus Poseidon as our last game. However, the next game will only happen in about 1 hour time, so we've got a bit of an hour break before we have got those games. So stick around, or open a different tab to watch, I believe, a Pinnacle Esports Cup will start soon, and they have got 2 games going on at the same time. Actually, quite interesting games, because I believe that Sigma will face Empire, which should be a really good match. You should watch that one. Or next KZ versus Fnatic, which will also be a decent match. So, you know, just pick one. But open it in a different tab so you can still sit around here and not miss any minute of the next game to come, of course. Once again, you're watching StarLadder. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.